Hey, how's it going? Hope everyone's doing well. Um, just to kind of summarize what I'm doing with this stream is picked up Path of Exile 2, and with all of the nerfing, fixing, and everything that's going on, um, not too sure which character class I want to play. So they got this tutorial at the game for new players where you basically go through, um, get minor quest objectives and fight mobs, deal with the map, and fight a boss, and then you go out to the main town. So what I'm going to do is run each character class type. Not the non subclass, but the main class through through this area, this newbie area or tutorial area, to decide which one I want to play. Then we're going to go ahead and mute the mic for this one, unless I see something that I want to comment about. And this was just a test character that I set up, getting all my keybinds set and everything like that. I'm not going to use her. Uh, Probably just delete her, but and also not sure how many characters that you can create. What the limit is of this particular game. But let's go ahead and get started.
Sorceress! You were banished by your Akara for experimenting with the elements. Arrogance has led you here, and arrogance keeps you on those gallows. Speak your piece!
They will suffer for this humiliation.
You've got two choices that you can do. You can do the old style mouse movement or the keyboard. I wish it was kind of like an MMO, or more so like an MMO, that you could lock unlock your mouse without having to the mouse look, without having to press a key. It does do it when you use the keyboard, but it's, I don't know, it's not exactly the same. Again, you can only go, the cardinal directions, four-way access. You press two of the keys at the same time. It will go diagonally, but I kind of found that the control that it offers just isn't there. And also, I'm not sure if there's a target lock on or not. Haven't really gone into that much, which would make it easier as long as a little bit of stream hiccup there. I'm not too sure what the hell OBS is doing. And the shit that I went over probably didn't cover stuff. Oh, and I got kicked out. Okay, so maybe that was an ISP thing. The storm just blew through, so try this again. Hopefully it recorded what I was talking about. But knowing with my luck it didn't. But that's alright. Get back to business here.
By the first ones! You're alive!
I'm glad to see another living soul. The miller went off to warn Clearfell about a strange sickness plaguing our men. I was fixing to go after him, till that bloody thing got to me first. Now, all those who drowned in the flooding, suddenly they ain't so dead no more.
Zoom in and out.
If you could... Reach Clearfell. Find the miller.
Death comes swiftly here. I should keep moving.
I've also selected a couple of options. One of them being that it highlights everything that's on the ground so I don't miss it. Third thing I noticed without any kind of lock on, which I'm sure there is, but if you're just doing it by mouse cursor, you don't want to aim center. You got to basically aim at the feet of the target that you want. Also, you got to lead the target. So I really wouldn't see it as an issue with projectile weapons, because I think they're probably faster than the casting, but we'll find that out too. But basically what I do when I attack is I use the stop and attack in place key. I'll be running like this, and then I'll press the key to fire off what I want. One of the downsides of doing it that way is that if you have the mouse button, move, you're holding down the mouse button, and then the interaction to fire is my hold down. But I have to release the mouse button in order to move again. So it's not based upon it will keep firing. In other words, even if I release the stand in place hotkey, which basically doing this, and we'll start shooting. And instead of going off of the, okay, I want to transition back into running around, so I release the key on my keyboard, but because I have my mouse still depressed, mouse 1 still depressed, it keeps firing. So I have to release the mouse button and then press it again to move. If they could fix that transition, that'd be one of the things that I would suggest. Just so the gameplay is smoother, where it's not going off of, if you're using the keybind to stop and shoot in place, when you release that keybind, or that key that's bound to do that function, your character should just start moving again. They just got to focus on the wrong thing. That would make the mouse movement interaction a lot smoother, in my opinion. When you're fighting multiple mobs, it becomes an issue.
Power can hide where you least expect.
And it also looks like the maps are dynamic. This is not the same overlay I had on my other character when I went through this. So that's actually kind of cool. You should get a different experience every time you run through it. One of the other things, I know I'm talking a lot, but one of the other things that that I did was bind the 1 and 2 to my mouse. I think the default is basically left and right, and then center, I think is what they have for the default. What I've done is just left and right, and I got my town portal set up to use the center. So doing what they want me to do here is kind of irrelevant because it's actually bound to a key and not my mouse, which may be an issue. You know, I'll find out later on. One of the other things I was actually thinking about doing is maybe putting it to a key instead of the mouse. I know that there's certain functionality in certain spells that you want to cast. I think the single mob is what I'll probably bind, and then the areas I'll actually, you know, I actually would put this on what's bound to my delete key right now. So that when you run around, as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do that now. When you run around, you can freely move around, and then without using the mouse left and right to fire off your spells, I can just use the keyboard. And I think I'm going to want the keyboard for AoE type specs. But again, we'll see.
Inspiring.
I'm actually starting to think that at least with the sword that you know, the sorceress that since I'm using the mouse to move around and navigate, I'm thinking that the holding down and clicking on the mouse buttons may not be a good thing. I might want to possibly rebind these to something else so that it doesn't use the left and right mouse and uses actual physical keybinds. Because you do see to, unless I got a target to get the fireball spell off, you have to hold in place, and then there's this whole thing about you can't move until you're released, and then you move. Whereas if I'm using the key, you know, I can maneuver around a little bit using the mouse, and it still does this, you know, where I can shoot it in all directions without having that movement issue with class at the same time. actually is not working as intended. So I'll go ahead and check my inputs here real quick. But I had those bound to using the left and right. Yeah, see, it's supposed to be control arrow left and control right arrow. Okay, that time it worked out. No, I think the tutorial, when it has arrows pop up and once you do a specific thing, you just gotta do that. You can't, like I had to physically click on the flask instead of using my eye for it.
Return to your grave!
And that is another thing that I've found, that you do need to pay attention and react pretty quickly, otherwise you get stomped like I almost did right there. And that might also be a skill thing. Looks like my mana is regenerating, but my health is not. And seriously, the keybind. There we go. No, I just lost window focus on that. Which you can also do in window mode. You can confine it just like any other game. You can confine your mouse to the screen so you don't accidentally click outside on your desktop. Which I might actually have to enable that.
The first step on my chosen path. Die, scum!
That's probably better for close proximity mobs. Which makes sense. And that's actually pretty cool. That's handy. You don't have to open up your menus and drag and drop it like the tutorial had to do. You can actually just click on these and it will show you what's available to put in the slots. But I'm going to try and give the using the keys instead of my mouse buttons. I think that works a little bit better. Feels better doing it that way. I think using the left, right, middle mouse buttons are more of a something that I would use if I was using the keyboard to maneuver around the screen. And that will help against the boss that I'm going to fight over in the area coming up. Just need to go over here real quick and make sure this is all cleared out. Old habits die hard from when I was playing Diablo. Diablo and MMOs. Basically any kind of RPG, ARPG. Just to make sure I'm not missing some random treasure that has something great inside of it. Gotta explore every point in the map just to make sure. Because that would really suck if you went past gear that you could really use. And to my understanding, they increase the drop rates and stuff like that, so it's also a possibility to get something actually good, even in the new areas. You know, the Act 1 area.
Your sickness
Yeah, it's
controls
definitely
you.
a lot easier. it a lot more difficult than it was the first time. Or I'm just screwing it up and playing it badly.
Die, stop!
That does follow you around. Almost have to wait until he fully telegraphs it until he's into his move before you do that. Before you do the dodge and the roll. Looks like he's got tracking enabled. Screwed that one up too. Yeah, you see what I'm talking about? Shit, I'm not helping. Caught in the train, that sucks. Come on, he's almost dead. Damn it. From the videos that I've seen and that I've watched, that was a thing. You know, not getting hooked on the train and shit, but having these bosses down to like one hit left, and you lose it. You know, you lose it and you get sucker punched. Anyway. Go ahead and try this shit again. Also looks like these mobs respawn happen if you die.
Die once more.
I'm assuming that that'd be the same thing if you went out of a map zone and you came back into it, it would do the same thing. Which is actually fairly decent if you think about it. I'm not sure where my experience bar is. But for leveling purposes, you know, if you wanted to grind out some levels, I think that'd be decent. Like I could grind out my, okay, there's my bar. I could grind out my next level just by dying to that boss and going back in here. Yeah, and using the keybinds when you're using mouse movement seems to work a lot better. It's just a matter of getting used to what's what. does look like it has a soft block. You know, when you're casting in one direction where you can still maneuver around. And if you successively, you know, are casting without changing it too much, looks like it will pretty much keep you facing the same direction. So that's still learn how the game plays. This is, like I said, I had another character basically to get a little bit of a hang for it and set up my keybinds. And that's pretty much the only thing that I've done. I've done as much with that character as I have with this one. Now it's just to make sure that everything was working all right. I did not play long enough for, you know, going to the map and going to the map and going to the map, you know, respawning all the time. Enough to find out the intricacies of play. Kind of what I'm doing now. That's why I'm down here screwing around with these. Because you're definitely going to need a understanding, because they're pretty punishing. Or it seems like it's pretty punishing if you make, you know, multiple mistakes in a row. Go up here and try this boss again. And there's just a lot of information that I want to talk about. That's why I'm, you know, on the mic so much here. On the air playthroughs, it definitely won't be talking. Because anyone that's watched the first part. Definitely ate that one. Rolled into it, instead of rolling out of it. Pay attention. Shit. Keep screwing that up. I keep rolling into it. Alright.
He bore the mark of corruption. I know it.
So it's, yeah, see what I'm saying? I already got twigs circling. I'm just gonna pick up everything that I see. And any gear and stuff that I pick up here can be used on the other characters. It's not going to benefit them when I start the tutorial, but for when I'm able to go to the bank, I'll be able to have access to this gear. So it's not just a from what I get the feel of, it's not just a hack and slash. It's not just you know, stand there and soak everything and just kill shit. Even the regular mobs were hitting kind of hard. You know, where basically two, 3 hits and you die. And feels solid. I mean, it's not that big of a challenge, but you definitely have to have your shit together.
Please come inside.
Yeah, and basically, you know, pay attention when you
Here,
need to pay
there is
attention.
a small trace of hope in the air.
Renly's the name. You're skilled with the violence. If what you did out there in the
And
river
I'm going
banks
to go
is
ahead
any
and
sign.
mute the mic, and then we'll
Another
just,
refugee
play
from the
through
Council
the other.
Justice, I take it. Well, have no fear.
The same thing.
This
to
place
the,
is something of a
with the other
hideaway for many of
characters.
us now.
Other
And we could surely
character,
use your
classes.
skills in these dark times.
And again, unless something
I'll smith for you what I can. If you're willing
that
to
I haven't
bend your
already
violence
talked
toward
about
our
pops
defense.
up or arises, and I'll open my mic again. Otherwise, going dark.
There's a beast of particular dark power stalking us out in the Felin. It moves unseen under the dirt and attacks without warning. We can't leave the walls to find food, and I've been unable to corner and slay the beast myself. Now, if you could channel your violence against this devourer, as Finn calls it, we'd be indebted to you. What would you like?
His burden is heavy. He hides it well.
foundling! It is a pity to see you like this. You arrived on our shores a whipped and broken child. Our people made you strong. How were they repaid? Sedition and lies! Speak now if you choose.
Have to keep moving.
By the first ones! You're alive!
I'm glad to see another living soul. The miller went off to warn Clearfell about a strange sickness plaguing our men. I was fixing to go after him, till that bloody thing got to me first. Now I would appreciate it if you could... Reach Clearfell. Find the miller.
Clearfell could be in danger. I'd best hurry.
See, dynamic map is already changed. It's different from the last one, so that's actually pretty cool. That's also kind of cool. That doesn't work with the mouse movement, but it does when I bind it to the key. So basically, I want to punch next to me if I have my mouse cursor right next to me. To stand here, but if I go over here, he'll move to that location until he's within range, and then he'll execute the move. Yeah, it looks like the defense move, which I've got my my mouse button will stop any kind of action, basically lock in place. And then to attack, I have to use that the hotkey to stop my movement. See, this is no. Okay. Okay, that okay. So they will. It has a radius around it for moving. So that's not a bug. That's actually just a mechanic. Basically, like having auto attack. So moving around with the mouse cursor, not attacking, and then you initiate your attack with the stop movement key. And if you stand in place and move the mouse close to your character, they'll swing. But if you go outside the attack radius, they'll move to that location and then swing. That's good to know. So that stop is actually not the not a bug. That's functioning as intended. Give it a try here. Yeah, I see how that works. It does look like you got off one additional swing that could, you know, screw up your rhythm. But I think that's just, you know, get used to it. Get good, right?
Steel yourself!
And something else that that you can do is I can use stop movement to attack, block with my shield, unblock, and he goes back to swinging, you know, with holding the mouse button down. So tanking, you know, except for the staggering going on, would be a pretty effective way to use the shield. So if you, I guess, built your skill points up to negate staggering, that could be one way to fight.
Now this might be just what I need. What power!
Hammer and anvil!
So another thing that does is I am not attacking, and I use the slam. When he comes out of the slam, at least he did it up here. It went to the normal attack. That might be mob of the area related.
Hammer and anvil!
Tempered by victory. to death!
Also, when the mobs are in the area, I got the shield up and then click the attack, the whole attack. So you can go in defensively or be blocking and then just tap your mouse button, which is my, swing the club. And you'll break from the defensive stance with the shield and attack. And that's wondering how well this shield is going to hold up against the boss. Go block the attacks or not. Time to find out.
Foundling! We need your friend!
Brannock? Is that you? Stay back! Don't do this! Hammer and anvil! Let go! sorry, Brannock. It was
Easy
me
enough.
or you.
That, the only thing I wasn't able to block was that Earth power attack. And then use the slam against the multiple mobs. I also like that you can zoom in and out, you know, relatively easy if you have your keybind set up correctly. That when the focus went to, you know, multiple mobs, being able to zoom out and then focusing on hitboxes, being able to zoom in closer. So that's kind of cool. So the combat feels decent, but like I said, it's not a hack and slash. It's a you know, time maneuver. It's not a you hit me, I hit you type thing.
Well done. Please come inside. Father, you're alive.
Where have you been, lad? I've been worried sick. I looked for you everywhere after those soldiers came for you, but when I found neither hide nor hair, I had to believe, well, it's a good thing you managed to escape the Count's justice. Let's just say that. It seems the first ones have graced us with fortune. We could sorely use your strength in these dark times. There's a beast of particular dark power stalking us out in the Felin. It moves unseen under the dirt and attacks without warning. We can't leave the walls to find food, and I've been unable to corner and slay the beast myself. Now, if you could channel your violence against this devourer, as Finn calls it, we'd be indebted to you. What would you like? Go well.
The Count must die for what he has done to us. Don't want to start a fight.
Ranger! An outcast, lurking among the shadows of the trees like an animal. You murdered one of my soldiers in the name of a filthy thief. Your guilt is clear. Plead for mercy, if you must.
It'll take a better snare than that to catch me.
By the first ones! You're alive!
I'm glad to see another living soul. Now, all those who drowned in the flooding, suddenly they ain't so dead. I would appreciate it if you could... Reach Clearfell. Find the Miller.
This is like no sickness I've ever seen. Let's track down this Miller.
Character models look pretty cool too. And off-screen shooting, which is fine when it's on my left and right because my monitor, but vertically, it's kind of condensed, but can be done. probably just up the ante quite a bit. One shot.
In my sights. Another string to my bow. Unnatural, but effective. And survive. Back to the dirt. has not been kind to you, Miller. I need more mana. I'm out of mana. Man or beast, they die the same.
A little bit more technique, but it's actually, I could see that as being pretty easy. That was without any skill upgrades or anything else. Just the quiver that I got that added extra damage. So I am thinking that better evasion at the beginning, and then worry about damage or use gear upgrades for the damage and put everything into evasion. And a little bit tricky with the getting your attacks off and moving around. I would see using this kind of range class as a possible candidate for the keyboard movement instead of the mouse movement.
Well done. Please.
This place reeks of desperation.
Renly's the name. You're skilled with the violence, if what you did out there in the riverbanks is any sign. Another refugee from the Count's justice, I take it. Well, have no fear. This place is something of a hideaway for many of us now, and we could sorely use your skills in these dark times. I'll smith for you what I can, if you're willing to bend your violence toward our defense. There's a beast of particular dark power stalking us out in the felling. It moves unseen under the dirt and attacks without warning. We can't leave the walls to find food, and I've been unable to corner and slay the beast myself. Now, if you could channel your violence against this Devourer, as Finn calls it. We'd be indebted to you. If you find a pint out there, do bring it back.
Tools of the Forge turned tools of war. These are dangerous times.
Okay, and one of the things that I'm also noticing is that the storyline for each character class is different also. For the NPC responses.
Oi, it's you! The mysterious woman in the forest. We've never officially met, but you've certainly given me quite the fright a time or two. I am Finn, and I shall be your humble provider of useful and diverse objects that are most definitely not scrounged or stolen. If I don't got it, I can get it. You just let me know. Bye then.
At least he's honest about being a liar.
Welcome to the Camp of the Lost, stranger. We survive, but we do not live. I am Una. All this began the night Count Gino took his most loyal men into the Grellwood. After he returned, a madness grew in him. Something happened out there. Please, I beg of you, travel into the forest and begin your search. There must be some clue as to what took place. I fear this land's sickness will only deepen unless we do something. try.
A songbird makes for easy prey. She'd best watch her back.
What have we got? Well, this place was never meant to house this many people, especially not the sick and injured. But there's nowhere else to go. The monsters creeping out of the forest keep us locked within these wooden walls, and the Count's tyranny has made outlaws of everyone here, so nobody's coming to save us. I don't have the heart to tell the others I don't see a way to survive this. I put on a brave face, but it's the truth. It's a shame what happened to old Brannock. He was a kind man in life, but I can't say I'll miss the creature he became. Oh, he tried to batter his way in for 5 full days once he rose again. Well, we thought we were done for. But then you came along, and I'm glad you did. This part of Farrell has been a fair home for many an Esomite generation. The clans didn't always get along, but we had to settle our feuds when the Eternals laid their savage boot upon us. We weren't able to take part in the Bloody Flowers Rebellion, but we had our share of conflict with them here. Their ruins run over the top of ours, fighting a silent war in stone. There's a beast of particular dark power stalking us out in the Felin. Now, if you could channel your violence again, what would you like? Till next time.
Yes? Oh, Ridley's all right. Only man in the village that didn't run me out of town whenever he saw me. Well, maybe it's because he didn't have a daughter to protect. This is a wooden tomb, if you care to see it objectively. We're not quite dead yet, but food supply is dwindling, and I've seen what hunger can make a man do. The monsters out there are not the ones that will get us in the end. Oi, it's you! The mysterious woman in the forest. We've never officially met, but you've certainly given me quite the fright a time or two. I am Finn, and none of it's junk. Trust me. Bye then.
By decree of the Count of Ogham, able-bodied men capable of excavation must present themselves at the manor at once. Failure to do so will constitute a crime. foul witch! Your very own coven cast you out for your forbidden pursuits. Your twisted necromancy ends here, at the end of a noose. Speak your last! She's escaping! Kill her!
I will not join the dead today.
By the first ones! You're alive!
I'm glad to see another living soul. The miller went off to warn Clearfell about a strange sickness plaguing our men. I was fixing to go after him, till that bloody thing got to me first. Now, all those who drowned in the flooding, suddenly they ain't so dead no more. I would appreciate it if you could... Reach Clearfell. Find the miller.
The dead rise again. Oh, I'm going to like it here. This oozes darkness. I welcome it. I just found my path to power.
I just remember when I was fucking around with the key vines, I thought there was something to do with corpses or detonating something. So I'm just trying to find that. Because you notice that this corpse is green. I also thought that there was a search function. I guess that doesn't apply. This actually just changed changed it to key. Okay, there's what I was looking for, detonating mines. But I don't. Yeah. It's not doing anything. Not sure what that's for. I'm thinking what it is that's where, you know, you got your corpse around. That one of my two guys had died, then it would regenerate from one of these corpses. That's probably why they're just showing, you know, that they are available.
Insolent wretch! My first taste of true power.
Interesting. Okay, that's his skill right here, Unearth. When I use it in the presence of the corpse, one of these scorpions pops up.
The miller, I presume.
Well, screwed that fucking up. Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult than some of the other classes I've already gone through as far as using the mouse. I'm thinking that this one is also a be better to use the keybinds. You know, use the keyboard for movement, and then the mouse solely for attacks. But I should not have done that. I think I was fucking around too much instead of focusing.
The miller, I presume. But
Yeah,
little
that soft
acuity.
target lock is what was screwing me up. When you saw the red outline on the boss. Because I'm ranged, it would stand in one spot and start freaking attacking with the ranged attack. And instead of being able to move it would just stand there until I released the mouse button and then toggled it again, which would probably take some getting used to as far as the mouse goes. I think that the keyboard for movement control would probably be easier. Or maybe shifting these to key bind. That'd probably work also. Where it wouldn't focus, but I think it would still soft target lock, so still think it'd be an issue because it was attacking when I initiated it stated, you know, it would cast a follow-on attack. So like I said, it's probably
Well done.
probably better with the keyboard control for the movement on this one.
Is this all that remains?
Renly's the name. You're skilled with the violence, if what you did out there in the riverbanks is any sign. Another refugee from the Count's justice, I take it. But have no fear. This place is something of a hideaway for many of us now, and we could sorely use your skills in these dark times. I'll smith for you what I can, if you're willing to bend your violence toward our defense. There's a beast of particular dark power stalking us out in the Felin. It moves unseen under the dirt and attacks without warning. We can't leave the walls to find food, and I've been unable to corner and slay the beast myself. Now, if you could channel your violence against this devourer, as Finn calls it, we'd be indebted to you. Stick to the cairns.
A kind leader. Hopefully he survives.
Speared hand! Wanted in Oriath, you fled like a coward. Every life has a price, and your crossbow has kept your coin purse full. Here you are judged and found guilty. What say you? Quickly! Stop him! Take down the degenerate!
I can't believe that actually worked.
By the first ones! You're alive!
I'm glad to see another living soul. The miller went off to warn Clearfell about a strange sickness plaguing our men. I was fixing to go after him, till that bloody thing got to me first. Now, all those who drowned in the flooding, suddenly they ain't so dead no more. I would appreciate it if you could... Reach Clearfell. Find the miller.
Well, that was unexpected. Now off to find this miller bloke. Should have stayed dead.
Second augmentation orb. A couple of the characters I went through I didn't even get one of those. That's my second drop with this one.
Not dead yet. Oh, it's been many years since I saw one of these little beauties. Oh, feels good.
Yeah, against mobs, I'm thinking that's going to be a lot better. And I actually should probably put that somewhere in one of these pines over here. Thinking that that will be a quick select that I want to change between, you know, basic bolts or different style bolts. Instead of having it on this secondary menu over here. Plus key presses. So if I hold down This right here, the move only, it actually kind of acts like a regular MMORPG style. Using this doesn't interfere with the left-right mouse button. I think I'm gonna have to screw around with that a little bit more, though. Seems like just an additional... They got a weird way of controlling movement and action. And the fluidity between them kind of is unusual. Takes a little bit getting used to, and each one of these character classes is doing it differently. Like the warrior being able to break your movement with the shield. It's smoother. The ranged class, from what I can see right now, that's like the archer is smoother than the mercenary as far as targeting and movement. And then the mage classes are either have to use this or the movement. Yeah, I think it'd just be easier, you know, having your core spells on your mouse buttons and then physically moving around the map with keys, with the arrow keys or WASD. How much you want to bet that this little area up here is just a little cubby, but there's nothing up there. Thought so. But you never know. There might be a freaking chest up there. Alright, time to screw with the boss.
Should have stayed dead!
so the maps are not. Doesn't look like they're dynamic because I've seen this map before. I don't think it's exact, but it's reusing this area anyway. So maybe they're semi-dynamic, but they have you know, large pieces that they chunk together. Start point stuff might be different, but definitely adds variety.
Please take us!
Oh, no.
Dodge this!
I fought some big buggers before, but blimey.
Yeah, I'd have to figure out a different way to play this one. Definitely didn't like the way the movement, having to maneuver and shoot. Like I said, this move only might come into play for something like that. It's just kind of tricky, and what's funny is that the movement in an MMO, where you use the arrow keys to move around and then have your mouse look, you know, where you got it either on or off. It just follows the cursor direction. This is more in style of like a console game where you have a controller, where you got, you know, one thumbstick for the movement and the other thumbstick for aiming. It's that kind of technique. So what I'm seeing here is them attempting to bring the smoothness of console shoot and move to keyboard mouse, and it's not great. And that's probably just finding out and understanding the mechanic of their UI, but you know, like the warrior. I've already figured out the warrior, and that's not an issue. But the ranged classes, um, if you use a controller with this game, you're not going to have an issue, except for pinpoint aiming. You know, like you would in a shooter. Mouse, keyboard, and a shooter is going to dominate a controller. I don't care how good you are with the controller, it's always just going to dominate because you can get that fine tuning. Um, but in this, with the aiming and the hitboxes at ranged, it it feels a little bit off. It's not where you're pointing isn't where the bolt is going to hit on the mob. Um, like if you notice, I always have to aim at like around their feet and a little bit in front of them to hit them in the chest. So, which is probably intentional. It's probably, you know, to even the playing field between mouse, keyboard, and controller. Personally, fuck the console, fuck controllers. I'm on a PC. But then again, that may just be me.
Well done.
Well, doubt these folk will have much gold.
Renly's the name. You're skilled with the violence, if what you did out there in the riverbanks is any sign. Another refugee from the Count's justice,
I'm
I
gonna let
take
this
it.
guy talk and I'll be right back.
But have no fear. This place is something of a hideaway for many of us now, and we could sorely use your skills in these dark times. I'll smith for you what I can, if you're willing to bend your violence toward our defense.
Alright, we're back. See, this guy's done talking.
There's a beast of particular dark power stalking us out in the Felin. It moves unseen under the dirt and attacks without warning. We can't leave the walls to find food, and I've been unable to corner and slay the beast myself. Now, if you could channel your violence against this devourer, as Finn calls it, we'd be indebted to you. Go well.
Kindness will get you killed in times like these, old man.
they definitely give you enough character slots. Not sure what the total amount is. Let's see, last one.
Pagan! You failed to liberate your brothers, just as you failed in poisoning my subjects against me! Call out to your dreamer. Let us see if he answers. Recapture the pagan! Don't let him escape!
By the dreamer's will, I have another chance.
This guy looks like Wulong. I don't know if anyone watches the old martial arts movie. These guys drinking freaking flask. Or
We're
Lord.
the first ones. You're alive.
Yeah, character models and detail and stuff.
I'm glad to see another living soul. The miller went off to warn Clearfell about a strange sickness plaguing our men. I was fixing to go after him, till that bloody thing got to me first. Now, all those who drowned in the flood.
It's gonna be interesting to see the difference between the monk class.
I would appreciate it if you could reach Clearfell. Find the miller.
Looks like it
I
might
will
be
see
good
about
against
this miller.
mobs, and probably has like a singularity attack for bosses and stuff like that, I'm sure. Definitely needs to be a lot quicker than that, though. Well, that hits pretty hard. And I think the stagger come into play. I don't know if you notice that the next time I attack, I'll get closer. That sometimes they back up. And when they're leaning back like that, when they get popped, even though they don't physically move, it's interrupting their attack chain, which is kind of cool. It looks like it does it every time. So you're able to get off 2 attacks and kill them. That was a swipe. So it's got at least a 90-degree arc with just a basic attack. And again, this guy's hitting pretty hard out the gate. Just, basic. And there's where the weakness is right there. Holy shit. Oh, I figured there'd be something like that. That is the first time I died to it. I mean, there are 3 of them, but that's the first time I died to a regular mob. Holy shit. I wonder if this guy has any kind of defense against something like that. I tried to roll into it to see if it would miss if there was a height play to it, but it didn't look like it. know, I soaked that even though I was mid-roll. That's probably the weakness of this class.
Training continues.
See if they give me something I can use against that. I'm not sure. Skill speed. I don't know if that goes for faster attack speed. You know, not weapon based, but skill based. Or if it just means that the downtime is shorter between the use of the skill. I think right now I'm going to go with the evasion. These are supposedly passive. That's why it's so damn hard. It's got a critical hit chance. And it looks like it's popping quite frequently. So it respawned those throwers too, those porcupines. Yeah, that evade definitely helped.
Power, but at what cost? Effective.
Yeah, so that's kind of like what the warrior does. A lot quicker though. It has one animation instead of double. And I am thinking that I want that on a keybind also, not the mouse. And this is basically what I did on the Warrior too, so that I could be moving and tapping at any time. One thing I like about the melee class, I can have the auto attack, and you can be, attacking close, but if things get too hairy, you can roll, you can go long, and then come in short as shit. All I'm doing right now is holding the mouse button down. Basically have the, you move and then you hit a key to stand in place and swing. But with the warrior classes, if you go outside your, outside a certain distance, it will walk instead of attacking. So you can walk around while still having that triggered, so that if coming close you can smack something without having to stop.
Look, creature.
So that's pretty cool. I'm thinking I like the warrior class. That interrupted my path. So they hit me, staggered me, and that interrupted that. I was just starting it out and it knocked me. With the exception of the archer and necro, or the witch, I'm really kind of leaning towards melee so far. And it all comes down to that stupid control shit. I'm gonna have to figure out something to do with that to see if I can smooth that class play out. That's the boss. Alright, time to see how it does against the game.
You up there! Help us!
What is that? Thunder!
keep hitting the wrong freaking keybind. My MMOs for health, I got it set up to use the page up key. And on this one I have control arrow. I keep screwing that up. I shouldn't have died there. That was my bad.
You out there! Help us! What is that?
Y'all see that little bit of a fucking glitch? Where he like jumped down and then jumped up. I don't know if that was something intended or something lagged the fuck out or whatever it was. It's like he teleported. Yeah, I like the warrior better than the monk, at least at this level. But you can watch the entire video and get an idea of class play. And again, the only thing that I see that is an issue is with the ranged and people's insistence on using controllers for a mouse keyboard in a game. I don't like that. You know, I would. It's got to be a balanced thing. Until I figure it out, I'm not digging it. I don't like it. That probably is the only bitch or gripe I have about this game is the controllability of mouse keyboard for ranged. And you know how they add this crap here about move only and the necessity for them to put that in there because they're not, in my opinion, they're not doing it correctly. But or they don't make it easy. And the melee classes, this guy is kind of squishy, but the melee classes don't have that issue because of in close using the dodge to break your attacks. With the warrior, you can use the shield to break your attack. You know, so if I want to interrupt my attack mid-swing, all I gotta do is raise my shield. And as I'm raising my shield, I can go, you know, with the mouse, I can move out long. You know, so you got the attack, use your shield, it breaks the attack, and then you'll start moving, unless you're in close with the mouse cursor. This one I would see using rolls quite a bit, you know, and using that kind of play style, whereas the warrior uses the shield, the way I would use the roll to interrupt in this class. Probably the best range that I think so far. The sorcerer's not bad. Archer's good. Just because of the distance that you have with the arrows, and being able to react from a distance. You know, it's kind of like racing, how you always, you know, or enduro, something like that, how you're always looking. You don't look down in front of the front wheel. You're looking like 15, 20 feet out in front of you when you're rolling through grass where you can't see logs and shit. You know, so you're gonna see it at the last second, and you'll have time to respond. That's what the bow class feels like, or the archer. And as far as the mercenary, I think that shotgun would be good, but you've got to get something where it has a magazine capacity, where you're not constantly having to reload after every single shot. If you can get something like that, as far as an item or a stone or something like that, or orb, whatever the hell they call it, then I think that class would be fun to play too. AFK numb kind of gameplay is going to be the witch. I'm really thinking that if you got enough minions and your minions are stacked enough, it'd be just like, you know, Diablo, where it's like you go AFK and your mobs kill shit. As far as fun, I'm gonna say the sorcerer, or the sorceress, and the fighter. The shield weapon, I like the gameplay on that. The monk, with those sweeps that I saw when I hovered over the subclasses, that could make this a fun class to play also. But those are what stick out in my mind. And hopefully it was informative enough for if you've been sitting on the fence about this game and you know, kind of wondering, well, I've heard a lot of it's split 50-50. The only negative that I'm coming out of this with is the controllability of a ranged class with mouse keyboard. That's the issue that I got. Everything else is good. And like I said, it's not a hack and slash. It's a game where you're using a little bit of strategy. It's kind of like a Souls like as far as that goes. But for PoE, that's kind of a normal thing. It's not Diablo where you're spamming, a button and killing the entire screen. It's a little bit more involved, a little bit more in depth, definitely more gameplay and player skill and character skill. So the trees are going to have an impact. The skill trees are going to have an impact, and the gear that you got is also going to have an impact. With the exception of which, I would think that for pretty much every class that there is going to be a certain level of player skill also. But a lot of you can make mistakes and you can soak. You did see what happened when I made the mistake with this character, and a couple of the other ones where I hit the wrong bind and stuff like that. Got screwed pretty hard. So it's not a RPG style where you take 200 hits and the bosses take 200 hits to bring down, if you roll it right, you're gonna bring them down pretty quick. Likewise, in turn, a couple of hits to you and you're fucked. But that's neither here nor there. Y'all take it easy. Talk to you later.